Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the live stream. Oi, Mr. C. Get out of there. Trying to play with the wires. And he's wandering off. How we doing? It is Friday, and we are bringing back a Power Talk. It's been a while. I was thinking on the countdown, maybe in December or late November, that we last did one, maybe. So it's time to bring it back. Time to bring it back. Every so often, occasionally, maybe every 3 episodes, live streams. That's the plan. But it's been a while. I haven't done one since then, other than with my coaching calls, but that's more like teaching with my main program. So it'll be interesting to see how today will go. Because I usually ad-lib these. I've got 0 notes. Sometimes I make a couple of notes. But today, it's No Note Friday. Hey Cheryl, great to have you on the stream. Oh my goodness. How on earth? What? Oh, there we go. No, come on now. So strange. Don't know why that happened, but great to have you on the show, and thank you so much for your very kind support as always. You support way too much, and I do greatly appreciate it. Very, very kind of you. Oh, there we go. Oh, was that loud? It is in my ears. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Appreciate it. So, thank you so much. Let's see if this works. Oh, that worked. Great to have you here, my friend. Thank you so much for your kind present for my birthday. I appreciate you as well. Very, very kind. We had a bit of a mix-up because my address moved. But thank you so much. Always a pleasure to have everyone's support on these live streams and on my main program and all the things. What have I got to update with? I don't know. I've made a decision that since I came back from England, I need to get back in shape. I think I'm like 10 pounds over, at least 7, and I want to get back in shape. So all this week I've been tracking calories and working out, and I've realized a good thing about tracking your calories, I've realized this week I'm actually under calories. And that's why I've been feeling really weak this week. So I gotta get more protein in. So that's gonna happen. I went to the shop. I went shopping. Other than that, since Monday, the last live stream, I don't know if there's not much more to report. I think we're about 150 people away from the next subscriber count milestone. To 35,000 subscribers, so hopefully that will be happening by the time I speak to you on Monday. Tomorrow I've got my group coaching call to run, and then I'll plan the coming week. Because can you believe it? We're almost 6 months through the year. 6 months through. Halfway through. But do you think we should keep the... That's not a you, Mina. That's just about this thing going super small. I seem to have problems with it all the time recently, but great to have you here, Mina. Happy Friday to you. What was I saying? I don't know. Oh, do you reckon we should keep the conscious stuff? I think it's equally as valuable as the hypnosis unconscious stuff, because you need conscious and unconscious transformation for integration and congruency. So I was thinking maybe 1 to 2 times per month. So we could do it like every second Monday of the month or every first Monday. We'll get back to the conscious stuff. I was saying right at the beginning, I used to do Mondays and Fridays as conscious stuff, and then Wednesdays were hypnosis Wednesdays. Then I quit Wednesdays because I got to work on my business. So then we went to just Mondays and Fridays, but we made Mondays and Fridays the hypnotic meditations. But now I want to be able to bring back, and I think it was like since December that I'm not going to say gave up, I stopped. Temporarily paused the conscious stuff. But as I was also saying in the beginning, I haven't done it for that amount of time, so it'll be interesting. Why is that doing that? Why? Why? Great to have you here, Tamzilla. Happy Friday to you. Thank you for commenting. Are you new here? Newish? Welcome. We are going live. Seriously. Why would it do this to us on a Friday of all places? See, I stop it there. You're new. Well, if you're new, yes, it's stuck. Welcome. Happy Friday. Great to have you here. And there's like, so if you're new here, we do like a bit of pre-talk, then we go into the session, and then we go ahead and do the episode. This will become a podcast episode. It'll actually eventually get into the app as well. And if you haven't got the app, go to freehypnosis.app. I'm just going to remove that there. Here we go. Freehypnosis.app. And you can get all my work pretty much, other than my main program, which is quite a significant investment because you get to work with us. Other than that, there's quite a few little bits. I've got longer audio programs, but all the hypnosis I do is really here. This thing. In the app. Just like that. It is obviously smaller. Probably about this size. And awesome, yeah, get the app. Oh, I did it again. It kind of lands kind of perfectly, but I would like to... I don't want to do this every part. Why is it doing that? Why would it do that to me? I'm going to be victim mode. Before we do a conscious take responsibility episode, I'm going to become a victim here. Welcome to the gang, and welcome, Med. Oh, there we are. Oh, there we are. And here we are. So they're sticking now, which is good. But I wonder if I change. And my mouse is super slow. Everything's happening. But we thrive on challenges. We don't want to bring them on, but when they come, we want to say, bring it on. But why is it doing that? Let me think for a moment. Why is it doing that? There must be some mathematical equation to fix that situation. Does anyone know? Does anyone know the mathematical equation? And if you don't know, I also have, I occasionally have two pets because I pet share, co-pet parent, but also have Mr. C. He gave me a bit of back chat yesterday, so I had to tell him that there's not many stay-at-home working parents for their cats, and he should feel very, very lucky. But when he does that, he just does that, as if like, not good enough. Not good enough. He gives me a bit of back chat occasionally. He's like,
I need attention now. Give me attention.
and then I have to tell him I gotta feed him, bathe. I don't really bathe cats, so I do get a bit of a you can get the spray I've got. Feed him. He's got a warm place to stay. He's got the sun. So he should be a little bit more appreciative. Ooh. Ooh. So I had a bit of fun with getting Mr. C on camera. Get back, I said. Get back. That's awesome, Med. Congratulations. Yeah, he's a bit of a pain. That Mr. C. Yeah, he gets a lot. Yeah, I do that as well. In fact, I did it just yesterday. So I don't know what he's doing. As if like I'm not doing a good enough job. Okay. It is 1:15 the hour. We usually start around 20 minutes past, but I think with being a Friday, what you can do is you can have some... No, you don't want that one. You can have some butterflies, which just go and turn into some hearts. And... Oh. Oh, there I am. And go ahead and hit the thumbs up so we can get the views in the algorithms. Kaboom! As you can tell, I like to have some fun with my graphics. Even with our friends, Peter and his fellow pigeons. And of course, one of my favorites, which I cannot find anymore. Did I lose it? I think I lost it. Don't say I lost it. I had fireworks. Oh dear. No, we lost it. Sorry. Oh well. At least we have Mr. C. He's on the left. Maybe. They look similar. He definitely does. In fact, when I go out, I'm going to play him that. So as I said, today we're going to be doing a live, I was going to say live hypnosis out. We're not doing hypnosis today. We're just doing a more conscious episode. So That's all good. I messed that up. But there's this thing. Not a pro. That one's playing around, but I haven't managed to figure out that yet. But this one works. And this one works. Okay. Serious now. There's going to be episode 986. And if you're here on the live stream, welcome. Thank you for subscribing. For all I know, if you are in the chat, let me know, but you could be watching another video. I'm actually simultaneously going live on 3 other things right now on YouTube. I have 24-hour, 7 days a week live hypnosis. So if you're watching there, go ahead and join the real live. Not the live, but the live. Should we get to it? Do you want me to touch upon any kind of themes in this talk? Or should we just see what happens? Yeah, I haven't got any... I can't do any magic today. What I would say is, though, not magic, but these two things are really cool. So this is a cool little notebook. But you find these small ones, and they're really good for when you're out and about. It's like the size of a phone, just a little bit wider. So you can journal, make your notes. Oh, I could have done magic there. I could have gone, see this. 1, 2, 3. It's now this size. Magic. But I've ruined it. Let's go for it. Let me hydrate. Okay, there's a good question before we start. So, this one will stay only as a live, as a replay. Actually, Jen asked this question as well, because you can't always make the live streams. So this will remain live. I just won't be editing it and then uploading it. Whereas my hypnosis live ones, I go ahead and edit them and then re-upload. Although I am stopping uploading the day ones. I'm still doing them, I'm just not uploading them. But I might upload them in the future. So only hypnosis now goes up to YouTube. Think about it, just going to be uploaded. The live streams will remain in the live stream section of this type of episode. But if you do want the version of it, it's every episode will go onto the app, which we are in the progress of upgrading now. It's going to take longer than I thought because we are building it from the ground up. But all live streams get edited and uploaded to the app or the podcast, and only YouTube is hypnosis, other than the occasional live coaching, which will be available still as a replay. And I'll put all the usual chapters, so you can skip this part if you're like, oh, this is really boring, I just want to listen to the hypnosis or the episode. Then after this episode, you'll actually see the chapters, because I will edit them after I've gone live. Does that answer it? I think it did. There we go. A good question, because someone else had that question as well. How about discussing focusing your mind and align your mind and body and spirit mentally and energetically? We can definitely remember that one. Thank you for that. Okay. Let's go. Now, hopefully, I know what I'm doing. Oh, thank you so much. You get access to everything on the app. So use it, and then you can become a subscriber, keep access. But even if you don't want to, every free episode, over 900 all for free and always updated every other day or 3 times per week. So thank you so much for supporting and downloading the app. Appreciate that. Very, very kind. So let's get to it. Episode 986. 986. So we're going to discreetly turn that bit of music down. And then what music do I want? Do I want this one? Yes. We'll stop it. Pause it. Sorry. Okay, let's get into gear. Let's do this. 986. Welcome back to the podcast. My name is Joseph Clough, and this is episode 986. And in today's episode, we're actually doing something we used to do, and we're kind of like gently introducing it back, which is doing some conscious work. So getting the conscious upgrade. So if you're listening to this on YouTube, because it's being broadcasted live, or if you're getting access to the free hypnosis app, which you can go ahead and download at www.freehypnosis.app. I used to do lots of conscious work on there, which is still in there. But I thought it'd be really nice to introduce them, maybe 2 episodes every single month, where we can get the conscious upgrades that we desire. So that is where we're heading today. Typically, we do a hypnotic meditation, a traditional hypnosis session, a sleep session, a 4-hour sleep one. But now we're just introducing or reintroducing a bit of the conscious work somewhere in between all those episodes. So that is what we're after today. So if you're ready to step up and do what has to be done, now is your chance to really open your mind so you can really live and love the life that you desire. But on the same notion, these power talks, these coaching calls or episodes can push up against your values, because sometimes that happens when we have our issues, like we want to protect. So it's okay if I challenge those. Wouldn't that be okay? Just so you can kind of see what's real and what's not real. That is what we're doing. Okay, so let's get to it. I want you to go ahead and make a decision. I want you to think about your past experiences, because we tend to think our past experiences are who we are. But reality is, the past doesn't have to dictate who you are and where you're heading. When you start to make a decision to become conscious of what is happening unconsciously, and what I mean by what is happening unconsciously is because beneath the surface of the conscious mind, you have your unconscious mind, and that is the storehouse. It is the runner of all your belief systems, of things like I'm not worthy, I'm not deserving, I'm not good enough, I'm not capable, I can't trust, I can't do this, money's bad. These are all unconscious belief systems. And most of the time when I'm working with my hypnosis, we're trying to undo those limiting beliefs. Yes, the resources and the behaviors, but if we just consciously kind of just drift, we will always be on the effect side of life. And I think sometimes in the media and the social and just what's been passed down to us, we have been taught to just drift, become a drifter in life. And when we start to become a drifter in life, we start to just think this is normal, that anxiety is normal, that I am absolutely knowing in my, like, not necessarily knowing, but we kind of give into like, yeah, I'm not good enough. That's just my lot in life. I get used and abused. I just have bad relationships. I have bad relationships with money. We tend to think that that is normal because we drift into that experience. And if we keep on doing so, it becomes further and further ingrained into our neurology. It just starts to happen. And then it starts to become unconscious. You see, anything you do over a period of time, your unconscious mind begins to just assume it to be true. So if you've gone through some significant emotional events, let's just say when you're younger, someone said, who are you to do this? Or you're not perfect, or you got to do this, otherwise you're a failure. That becomes a belief system. because our unconscious mind decided that it must be true. And usually we believe it must be true because this was such a significant event, or maybe the people who said it we looked up to in some way because they are parental figures or guardians of sorts, and even like teachers and so on, because that happened to me. My teacher said, well, look, Joseph, if you don't know this mathematical answer, you're not going to get anywhere. And in that moment, I was like, that must mean I'm not going to get anywhere. I'm not going to be able to achieve what I want. And I was only like 11 years old. Maybe 10 years old. But that one event really started to define my outlook of what was possible. But my unconscious mind assumed it to be true. You see, we've been told many, many things throughout our life. And we've had all these opinions of who we should be or where we should be heading, where we start to drift in that cycle. And we start to think that that is normal. We start to become on the effect side of life. And the effect side of life just gives us reasons or even excuses to stay the same. Now that is where it usually pushes up against people's neurology. Like you're saying, what, I'm using reasons and excuses to stay the same? And don't mean you consciously. I mean unconsciously. We can validate our issues to stay the same for good intentions like protection, because we don't want to get hurt again. If we don't feel good enough or worthy, we're not going to go out there and do what we want because we might fail. We might get found out. So all these are good intentions as to why your unconscious mind does it. But just because it does it with good intentions, it doesn't mean we have to live by it. Doesn't mean that other person's opinion of you or what they said or did to you has to become your reality. You get to choose differently. And that was my theme for all last year, that I get to choose. I get to choose my state, my beliefs, my thoughts. I get to live, I get to love. Just notice the energy. If you go ahead and start saying I'm not good enough and therefore it means I can't do this, now suddenly switch it into I get to choose. Notice the energetic shift that I get to love. I get to live in this moment. I get to begin to become the watcher of my thoughts, because usually they're just unconscious. These feelings are unconscious. Yeah, we feel them, but they're run there. Once we start to go, actually, I get to notice what I'm doing. I'm not going to allow these things just to happen beneath the surface anymore. I'm going to bring them up. I'm going to look at them. There's nothing wrong with noticing what you're doing on a day-to-day basis when it comes to your psychology, because otherwise you're just repressing down. We want to invite our conflict into our awareness so we can do something about it. So rather being that product of your past, you allow life to be a product of what you choose to create. And that's the choice. I get to choose. Now, it doesn't mean it's going to be easy, but it's going to be easier than staying the same. Because if you think about it, if I stay the same, and although I have these reasons for staying the same because of my past, that is prolonged pain. It's one of those niggling pains which you don't think about it because you've been drifting in it for so long. It's almost as if like, I had this for occasion, like if I were to go back to that 11-year-old me, I wonder how I'd feel physically different. Because over time, right, we don't notice these subtle little changes. Like maybe I would have been able to stretch deeper or been more agile and all those things. Maybe I would have felt differently waking up in the morning. But because it's been so subtle, it's like watching a child grow up. If you've had a sibling or you have children, you may not always notice them change. But if you've been away from that person, like say a niece or nephew, like me when I go back to England, I'm like, oh my goodness, they are like a foot taller. They're just transformed. But being with that thoughts that you have, the anxiety, the fears, the worries and doubts, it just causes us to go, well, maybe this is normal. And we just settle into it. And we settle for the minimum, for just being safe. But the reality is that continuous pain is the most painful thing. In the comparison anyway to taking responsibility. Assuming the responsibility for what you want and going, even though I've gone through this stuff, even though that someone has said this, even though that person did this, I refuse to be the reason of them or an excuse for that to happen, because that means you're letting them off or the situation off. So that's why I say assuming the responsibility is good. And what that does, by the way, at a conscious level, is you're getting back on track the unconscious level. You see everything within your mind's eye, with all the dreams that you want congruency. We want ecology and alignment at a conscious and unconscious level. Otherwise, we're separated. And that is why I say your unconscious mind is your best friend. You see, we might not like the stuff that it's doing right now. I don't like the depression. I don't like the blushing. I don't like the bad money associations. I don't like how I see relationships and all those things. But when we say I don't like our issue, what are we actually disliking? Well, we're disliking the thing which runs it, which is the unconscious mind. Right? And that means we're getting more resistance and more separation from ourselves. So we have to change that relationship with the past, with rather being an excuse for staying the same or being an effect of life. We have to do the same thing with our unconscious mind. We've got to actually say, hey, my unconscious mind, when it went through that event, was very, very young. It made a decision based on what it thought was good at the time, under all that stress, with that limited amount of wisdom at that time. Even if it happened last week, by the way. Say we've gone through something traumatic last week. Well, even still, it doesn't mean we're like young. That amount of stress, we don't make usually good decisions in stress. So it's easy to see how the unconscious mind does this. But what we've got to do, rather hate the issue and therefore hate the unconscious mind, we've got to be able to look at our unconscious mind and go, look, even though this is presently happening, that is not who you are. Same thing for you, consciously. If you have depression, you are not depression. Right? That is not who you are. If you're anxious, it doesn't mean you are anxiety. It is just a process that you're running. It is just what we've been doing for a period of time, and it seems like who we are. But it's not who we are. You are always more than that. On the previous episode, we just did some hypnosis sessions, but whatever you think you are always more. You are always enough. And to me, that is the truth. And when we lean into that, if we rest in the assumption that our true nature is being enough, that we are love, that we are wholeness, that we came into this world whole, we just went through stuff which caused us to feel fragmented from ourselves, but we can return back into that. I think, wasn't it Marianne Williamson's like Return to Love or something like that? Well, we can return back to wholeness by integrating with our unconscious mind, by integrating the conflict. So never shy away from our issue. Bring it into your reality. Look at the unconscious mind, the part of you which is running it, and say, look, I'm going to use hypnosis to be able to nurture and evolve. I want to be here's the one I really love. I want to be the person I needed back then. You see, I didn't have that person back then. I didn't have someone in that teacher situation in that moment or after going, look, that's just what teacher said. That's not who you are. So if I can't change my past, I can change the now. I can be the person I needed back then. So if we lacked love then, it's your time to be able to pen your unconscious mind with love. Or whatever goal you have, to go, look, I am ready to assume responsibility for this goal. I'm ready to be an example of what can be done. I want to just go all in. And like I said, excuse me, I need to cough. Getting excited, and once again, this is being broadcasted live on YouTube, and we can't do fancy edits on the fly. But we want to lean into the assumption, like Neville Goddard said. Assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled and act upon it with conviction, and therefore you will land. You have to assume the feeling that this is your moment. that what you do now is going to change the course of your future life. That the thoughts and the feelings you have toward yourself and your outcome and your goal, it will allow you to become consciously and unconsciously congruent. If you try this on as an analogy or as a metaphor, if you think consciously you really want something, so there's one part of you is going in this direction. I want the money, or I want the goal, I want the relationship, I want the esteem. But unconsciously, there is fear. There's that other part of you unconsciously who's holding back. You're just going in two different directions, right? If two equal forces are going in opposite directions, what movement are you making? You're not, right? You're just staying here. Equal energy to the left, equal energy to the right. You're staying in the middle. So no matter how much you will it consciously, you need to get your unconscious mind on your side and change that resistance. You want to be able to bring in that relationship with your unconscious mind. And then when you assume the feeling, I'm really into the feelings of the gratitude for being in this moment, the gratitude for what is heading your way, the gratitude for who you are. Just think about that. If you were to step into the gratitude for this present moment, the gratitude for who you are, and the gratitude for what is heading your way, how does that change your outlook? How do you see the future differently? How do you feel about it? How will it cause you to act and react differently when you are excited for all the good things happening? That's where we got to rest in the assumption. Rest in the assumption that the world is working for you. Because when we were that drifter, like I said in the beginning, we just feel like the world's against us, and it's easy to think that. But when we think the world is against us, we tend to look for more of the same. And that's just, where it be the law of attraction, or where it be the reticular activating system, whatever you focus on, you bring about. Well, if we've been drifting in the excuses and the reasons, or to the people who hurt us, or the events that we went through, we are going to unconsciously and consciously expect the same over and over again. But when you start to pre-teach your unconscious mind, I mean, think about it. When you create a habit, you have to do it a number of times, but it's got to start now, right? If you start now, let's say we've had all this past, like 20 years of pain. Well, if we start now and we start to do the work for a day, a week, a month, even 6 months or a year, that what you're thinking in the future is becoming your soon-to-be past. And therefore, that becomes the new way of seeing things. So really consider the assumption of taking that responsibility for who you are and where you're heading. To recognize and realize your unconscious mind's not against you. In fact, it's trying to protect you. And we've got to change that relationship so we fall into the congruency and alignment, consciously and unconsciously, that it is your best friend. And as you do that, you start to go, well, I'm going to be the person I needed back then. I'm going to be that person because I am not my past. And I refuse to allow my issue to be who I am. It's just a part of me what I'm running right now. And when you say it in that way, it becomes temporary at an unconscious level. And then you start to bring in and lean into that assumption that the world is working for you, not against you. That can take time, because if we've been used to playing the old records of the past, it's hard to interrupt that sometimes. And that's where you can use hypnosis, but we got to use this consciously as well. We want to go, I'm going to be, every day when I wake up, before I do anything, I'm going to be grateful for having woken up. I'm going to be grateful for this moment. And then I'm going to think about some things about my qualities. Like, just notice subtle things. And if you're like, Joseph, I've got no qualities, look through the eyes of your pet and think what the pet thinks of you. Look through the eyes of your partner or your son, your child, your brother, your mother, your best friend. Look through the eyes of those who love you and see what they see within you. Because it's hard to see what other people see because we've been programmed for such a long time. So instead, we want to be able to look through the eyes of others so we can get a glimpse of those qualities. And then you want to be grateful, excited for what is heading your way. And you don't know how. You don't know how it's going to happen. Forget about the how. The how will happen when you have the why. And the why is when you have the qualities of self, because that causes you to have self-value. And when you have a high self-value, that becomes the reason to live. And that allows you to go ahead and find the how. So when you start to just go, I don't know how it's going to happen, it is going to happen. Because I'm going to do the work. I'm going to do whatever it takes, of course. I'm not going to just lean back and do nothing. Like I said, we want to lean into it. But when you start to operate from that high value because you're aware of your qualities, that creates inspired, massive action. And that is your job, to be grateful for now, grateful for your qualities, and immensely grateful in known and unknown ways of all the good and great that is coming your way. And when you do that, you become consciously and unconsciously more aligned. And no matter what anyone says, when you come from that place, other people's opinions will be none of your business. Even if it's the economy's situation, it will be none of your business, because you'll be all in on what is good for you. Not other people's opinions, not other noise, not other past situations, not what they've been saying for years and years and years, what your parents have told them and the parents told them, or society and all that stuff. You're going to be focused on the thing that you can control, which is you. And when you control that, it doesn't matter all the noise and the storm outside. You become just the boat which glides through it, utilizes it, and therefore you can begin to sail to the destination of your choice, because you have taken responsibility for who you are and where you're heading. So I hope you got value from this episode. Like I said, we're mixing things up. And of course, if you ever want to apply to work with me and my team, you can go ahead and book a call with us at josephclough.info/talk. And what we do, or what you do, first of all, you go ahead and book a call, you fill out an application, then you attend the one-to-one call with us, and they'll make sure that you're a good fit. And if you've got to be a professional, you've got to be willing to invest. It's not a free program. We want to make sure that we can get your outcome. It is fully custom and tailored. You actually get right now custom hypnosis sessions from me. So it has your name, your desires at an unconscious level, plus a ton of other things. Like I said, there is an investment. So go all in if you're going to go all in. Otherwise, just listen to the app. The app's going to help you do all the things. That's what I'm there to do, is to help in any way I can. The main program of mine, the more customized, is for professionals who want to be able to take their life, their profession, or their business to the next level. Everything else is within the app. So with that, I look forward to speaking to you even on a future episode. Many thanks and goodbye. I was muted. My voice. We're back. Yeah. Pretty good. I haven't done speaking non-stop for that amount of time for a long time. other than seminars or what, not necessarily seminars, when I've gone to a conference, those kind of things. But it's been a while to do it live on YouTube and Twitch, and I think Facebook and LinkedIn and X. But we did it, and we'll bring them back occasionally. And get onto it. Thank you so much, Med, for saying that. 12 years? Oh my god. And thank you, Cheryl, as well. And there's my second or third live stream having been away for a couple of weeks. So I think that's why my voice needs to take some time. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And thank you, Med. And yeah, we'll keep them back. We'll keep them here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I do need to get my voice back to normal though. Oh my goodness. I've got to learn how to speak again. Rather just doing the... So go ahead and get yourself in a nice, comfortable position. See, this is easy. But changing things up, not so much. It takes a bit of time. Plus, I am calorie deficient at the moment. So that's probably a little bit why as well. And hopefully we'll get the, I don't know how we're doing on the YouTube. So we've got kind of low numbers, but like I said, I've been away for a while, so hopefully we're getting the numbers back. It always tends to happen. Like, we make some progress on the live streams. Then I go away like every 6 months to see my family back in England. And then it drops. And then we get back up again when I come back, and then it drops. That's right. Be here now. That's right. No, gotta stop myself. Gotta stop myself. But I will be doing a live hypnotic meditation on Monday and probably Friday next week, and then the next Monday we'll do a more conscious talk, and then we'll do a hip one on Friday of a meditative session, and so on. So every, what's today's date? Friday? So it's 14th today. 24th. So pretty much the first and last Monday of the month that we'll do. And that is true, and I appreciate everyone who is here. Very, very kind indeed. Just think you're taking your valuable time out of your day to be on this live stream, and for sometimes over or for an hour, which is crazy. So as much as I'm showing up, you're showing up, and that is awesome. Yeah, the hypnosis will be back on Monday. I got a list. Oh my goodness. Mary, you just got here. Great to have you here. I'm gonna see if Mr. Cuddles approves. I don't think he approves. He's like, no, I don't think I'm gonna use that one as an excuse. Mr. C, be a bit more gentle. Great to have you here, Mary. You will get the replay after this live stream. I will be Usually within 10-15 minutes, I will be getting the little benchmarks of the chapters, I should say. The chapters, so you can skip the pre-show. You can go straight to the content as well. And it takes me a bit of time, but when we think about it, we'll be able to do it. That's how my brain works right now. Okay, I can't do that for too long, because my eyes will stay that way forever. So I got myself in a monitor, just a 30-second delay. Did my eyes go funny? Oh no. I couldn't see it. I couldn't see it. I was too late. So thank you all for being here. We'll probably close down the live stream. We usually go for about 45 minutes to an hour, and we've been doing it for 52 minutes, so I think that's a good win for the first time in a long time, having done a conscious episode. And thank you for the regulars here and those who are new. And if you are new, although Med can be a little bit funny, most of us are very, very nice. It's just Med you gotta watch out for sometimes, or his Facebook twin. I can't remember. I think it's a Facebook twin. But you don't want to say that 3 times, otherwise he pops out of nowhere. But we should be fine for today. That's if I'm even broadcasting on Facebook. I'm not sure. But thank you all for being. Look, he is nice as well. I was only playing. Oh, that's awesome. Very, very kind. Be back here on Monday, and we'll keep on growing and growing with the rest of us here. And like I was going to say, if you are new here, go ahead and reach out to us. Put a little comment in the chat, and we can, like, because everyone says, like, hey, how you doing? Great to see you in the chat. And it kind of builds a nice bit of a community. So if you're a bit kind of scared about making a little comment in the chat, it's okay. We'll welcome you. As long as you're nice and polite and ready to learn, we're all good. We're in the same place, going in the same directions. And there we go. Yeah, we'll introduce. Well, do you know what? Very quickly before I go, technically, we could bring them back. Maybe once per week. I'm not sure. Because I was thinking, every live that I do of a hypnosis, I actually create a further 3 hypnosis sessions, from like the hypnotic meditation, the day hypnosis version, the sleep hypnosis, and a 4-hour sleep. So technically we could go 1, 2, 3, the 4-hour comes later, but that means it'll be like every 3rd episode, there'll be a conscious one, which would be every Monday. But we'll probably just do every 2 to 3 Mondays to check it out. We'll see. We'll see what people think. Leave maybe a comment in the video after this live stream. So yeah, I want more of these episodes, and then we could do a little poll. If we get comments saying, nah, it was horrible, then we'll do less. Maybe I'll just keep doing them anyway. Perfect. Okay, my friends, I will speak to you all on Monday. Many thanks and good. I need to change this end screen because I don't go live on Wednesdays. But anyway, have a great weekend. I'll speak to you all soon. Many thanks and goodbye.